Hey guys, Mom and Kid here. Uh, Welcome to a special Q&A discussion, theme Q&A discussion. I thought I'd be courteous and hit you with a Thursday night special theme Q&A. So here I am to throw out a theme. I throw out a theme, and we're going to talk about it for an hour or so. Answer some of your questions. And what's the theme, you may ask? Well, my good sirs and my lords and ladies, I will tell you what the theme is. And that theme is Zoids. And why am I went to my British accent again. And I apologize for that. But anyway, here to talk about Zoids and answer your questions about Zoids. So if you are fans of this series or this franchise or even the toy line, leave your comments and have fun. We should just talk about it. So I'm not gonna bullshit with you guys, okay? I'm not gonna bullshit you, but I think me getting into Zoids, I think it all thanks to Toonami. I don't know about the rest of you, but for me, it was Toonami that got me involved with the series. Now, I've seen 3 series of the Zoids. I've only seen 3. I haven't watched the 4th. The last one that came out, I think that was called what was it? Zoids. See, I gotta look it up. I'm gonna look it up because I know there was 4. There was 4 series. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. Here we go, y'all. All right. Okay. All right, here's the animes. All right, here we go. Okay. The 4 series were Zoids Chaotic Century. I saw that. Zoids New Century 0. That's my favorite. Zoids Fusors. Seen that. And the last one was Zoids Genesis. Never seen that one. Now, whichever one you want to talk about, you guys are going to ask me questions about, fine. Just remember, I've only seen 3. Haven't seen all 4. But if anybody out there has seen 4, you guys tell me, as always. So we're going to see who is in this comment section right now. And here we go. Let me go check right now. Okay. Dano, Didri, and Travis. So definitely leave your questions for Zoids, and let's do it. So in the meantime, let me get more into Zoids a little bit. Give you guys some info on it if you didn't know that I researched some more. Okay, so the franchise was created by M.V.K. And pretty much the franchise, just as you probably already noticed, the franchise just started out with just being, model kits and toy lines and stuff like that. And then it turned into 4 main animes and had several mangas and several video games. Video games, though. But the animes I did watch. 3 I watched. Only 3, which I said before was Zoids Chaotic Century, New Century, and Fusors. Those are the only 3 I watched. I never watched the last one called Genesis. I never had any of the model kits or anything like that. But I've seen them. I've seen a bunch of those, and they were really cool. I mean, they're big. They're not small model sets. That is pretty epic. So definitely was a big fan. Still a fan. I do like this series. But like I said, probably my favorite out of the 4 animes is New Century. That's the one where they turned the series focused more like a tournament style with BitCloud and the rest of them. So that's probably where I'm wondering probably where a lot of my questions or will be coming from this series with Zoids is probably from New Century with BitCloud and them. That's my favorite. And if there is anybody else who, the other ones, like I said, Chaotic Century, I did watch. Wasn't the biggest fan of that one. I thought the pacing was a little too slow. It just didn't feel like what I wanted it to feel like. I don't know. It was just like, because it happened. Once again, not gonna bullshit anybody. Toonami was the one that got me involved in it. So once Toonami aired them, and then I aired them, then they kind of aired them out of order. So when New Century was finished, then they went Chaotic Century, and then later on they went Fuzords. And I didn't know that Chaotic Century came first, but I kind of my thoughts kind of went that way of like, yeah, they probably did come first. That probably did come first, and because it just didn't feel right. But like I said, Chaotic Century was just a little too slow for me. But with BitCloud and New Century, I really enjoyed that one. That was the one that I really gravitated more to. Fuzords was okay, but it just took a lot of stuff that was already done, in my opinion, with New Century. With, once again, the main character having a LiGER and him able to fuse with other Zoids and stuff like that. Which was fine, but it was just like, I was like, I liked Bit better, because with Bit they made it feel like more like his LiGER Zero was special, or as they called it, what was it, an Ultimate X, and so I really appreciated that more. But you guys can ask me, besides that, you guys can ask me, what was my favorite Zoid, outside of maybe LiGER Zero. Who was my favorite characters? Just keep it Zoid related, guys. Don't remember that's the theme for this special. I will, and afterwards, guys, I will announce what is the official theme for this month's Q&A. I'll tell you what it is, but right now, let's see what we got. I see some questions popping up right now, so here we go. Let's just take a look, shall we, right now? All right. Some people saying I need to get back into Zoids. What character did I hate? What character did I? Okay, you got to kind of make sure you which series are we talking about? Is it Chaotic Century, New Century, or Fuzors? Remember that one. Just remember that. Those are the only 3 animes I saw. I didn't watch. Just make sure. I didn't watch Genesis. But if we're talking about Travis, if we're talking about characters out of New Century, I would probably have to say what was his name? Let me make sure I get it. I want to make sure I get the names right. All right. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Harry. There we go. That was his name, Harry. Yeah. That's it. Yeah, right. Let me make sure. Make sure Harry. Let me just make sure. Yeah, Harry Champ. He was one of them. I was just like, this dude just needs to go away. He's always trying to get Lena to love him, and he was thinking Bit was trying to steal Lena from him, and Bit didn't give a 2 cents about that with Lena. But yeah, it just was stupid. And his sister was no better than him. He was like, she wanted to put Liger. She fought just to try to get Liger Zero to use it like put Liger in front of in a garden and stuff. And I was just like, this chick's stupid, you know. So yeah, I didn't care too much about that at all. And Leon was another one that I didn't hate him, but his reason for hating Tauros was just really stupid. It was dumb. You know, it was just like he became a nuisance to them. He's like, I gotta stop Tauros. It's just, but he didn't want to hurt Lena. It was like, but you want to hurt her father. It's just like, okay, that's really funny. But okay, Zach the Thunder Kings. I thought Chaotic Century was good. I didn't mind it. It's just that it was slow for me. It was just like, okay, pick up the pace a little bit. Like it felt a little bit like, to me, it felt a little bit like Gundam 0080. How that one was just really kind of on a soap opera side, and I was just like, yeah, that don't really work for me too much. I don't mind, good storytelling, but when you but for an anime, you got it's supposed to be a fluctuation of, slow, but then steadily it starts to pick up. Chaotic Century kind of had me like, okay, got to pick up a little bit. Van was okay, but it was just like, pick it up. Zach, did I ever get any of the models? No, I never got any of the models. Never got it. I mean, I've seen them. They're big. They're pretty big, and that takes a lot of time to really put those things together. And it's not that I can't do it, but it's just like, if I do it, I'm just scared I might break it or something, like it may fall and break. So, yeah, I didn't stay too much with the models in a sense. Okay, favorite Liger Zero models. Are we talking about when he changes? Because I had a couple of them that I liked. If we're talking about Big Cloud's Liger Zero, he had the Jaeger, which was the blue armor that made him really fast, and then he had the orange one, which was what was that called again? The Schneider. Yeah, right. Thanks, Marco. Yeah, it was called the Schneider, and then he had the big one, the green one, which was the Panzer, he was like a big tank in that one, and then in Fuzords, I remember he was able to fuse with one of the flying Zoids, so he could fly and stuff like that, which was fine. Didn't mind that too much, but and that was in Fuzors. But I would probably have to say Jaeger probably was my favorite, because Liger was just really fast, and it was cool and things like that. Black Doggy Claw. What was my favorite fight? Favorite fight was probably when Liger fought the Berserk Fury. That end fight, where pretty much it was Liger in his basic armor fighting Berserk Fury. It wasn't in no other armor, because it was just showcasing that after Liger fought the Berserk Fury before, he learned, because that's what they started saying, like every Ultimate X, the more they fight, the organoid system inside of them learns from their fight, and they get better at it. And so I remember where the Berserk Fury was going to shoot his proton, that particle beam cannon, at their station, and they blocked it, and all of a sudden you just saw Liger just come jettison out, and all you saw was a strike laser claw come at him, and Liger was just on fire. He was just picking up the pace, bam, 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 and it was really cool. That was probably one of them. I loved that fight. Probably another fight that I liked was when Liger Liger finally got the first Jack Sisko, the guy who looked like Snake, who looked he looked too much like Snake, Solid Snake, and they had their speed battle, which was cool. So yeah, it was really cool. That was probably my favorite fight. But my favorite fight is Liger Zero versus Berserk Fury. That was a good fight right there. It was, you know, and Liger beat him. You know, Liger beat him. You see Liger, he did the claw and he's got it up in his throat, and then you see Berserk Fury going down, but he's still scratching Liger Zero on the arm, and it was really funny. But you know, you got Bit saying Liger stay focused, and he just dropped him, and it just looked like a, you know, the lion on top of another, you know, big, you know, predator, and claiming his territory. Like, yeah, I won. You know, it was good. That was fun. I enjoyed that very much. Let me see what most of the models were small. Yeah, that's true, but I've seen some bigger ones too. There are some big ones. If you could pilot a Zoid, which one would it be? And not counting Liger Zero, the Shadow Fox. I thought the Shadow Fox was a cool Zoid. That was the Zoid that Brad had. He stole it from Leon. That was a cool Zoid. I like that, where it would shoot out that mist and it disappears into the mist, and it had the strike laser claw too. That was a good fight too, where Liger and Brad fought, you know, but Brad he tricked Leon. He was just like, I just won the Fox. Some of the Zoids just look really clunky, like the which one look, when Brad had his he had that wolf Zoid before that just looked really clunky, and just it couldn't make turns properly, and it fell off a cliff. The flying Zoids are pretty cool, and like the one Jamie piloted, and when he would get a split personality, and he comes this this ace pilot, and it was really funny. I remember that. So yeah, that was pretty fun. Let's see. So yeah, not counting Liger Zero, those are some of them. What are your thoughts on Brad? Brad was cool. You know, he sometimes you just didn't know where you know, it was almost like he was yeah, wild card. If you want to use wrestling terms, he was more like a tweener. It was almost like, but he was almost in it for himself. Like, you know, it was always about the money. Like, get the money, come on, the money.
Felt like a mercenary.
Yeah, he did feel like a mercenary. He felt like a mercenary or a soldier of fortune. But then you started to see, and by the episode started leading up, you started to see that he did have a heart. He did care. You know, especially when they fought. What was her name? Let me make sure I get the name right. That's why I make sure I'm getting all these names right. What is her name? I'm trying to remember her name, but she was she was known for being a sniper. Damn, what was her name? Damn, god damn, I'm forgetting her name. And she kind of fell for Brad too, and she'd always say, "Hey, Brad," like, damn, what was her name? If somebody remembers her name, tell me, because I'm looking for her name right now. Naomi, that's it, right? Yeah, yeah, and she had the red comet. Yeah, Naomi. Um, she was pretty good. I remember her. So yeah, Naomi was, and I liked her. She had a what did she have again? She had a raptor, like a, what did she have again? She had a, yeah, it was like a raptor, but it would turn into a sniper. She would just find a place and just pick people off. She was like a one woman team for a while, and then she joined up with some people. She joined up with Lena's brother, who came back. Oh, excuse me. But she was cool, and Lena, uh, she had her.
Talk about clunky.
Yeah, you talk. Yeah, her Zoid. First, she had a what did she have first? I think she had a, a bull. No, what was it? Was it a bull? I knew she had a Zoid before it got damaged, and then she got one of those Raptor Zoids, and then she overloaded that thing with all kinds of arsenal, and it just looked so clunky. But for some reason, she would win with it. Like, but she was so trigger happy. Like every time you see her fire, yeah. I'm like, yeah, something wrong with her. But yeah, it's cool. She had her problems though sometimes. Like she would act nice, but then she'd get all mean. She kind of played off like being that big sister that Bit never had or something. Like she just would flip out. It was crazy. Let me see what else you guys got for me. Uh, Team Team Tiger was Jobber. Yeah, okay, yeah. The Saber Fangs. Yeah, Chris. Yeah, he had my name. Chris Amari and Linebacker. Yeah, Linebacker. Yeah, they were the Saber Fangs, and yeah, they were the first team that beat, and then they tried to get revenge, and then Leon gave them like this weather machine for them, and they started winning all their matches and stuff, and everybody was just like, how are they winning their match? Then we saw what happened, and it was just interesting. Yeah, thank you, Zach. It was a D bison. Yeah, see, a bull, a bison. Yeah, one of them things. Uh, yeah, Naomi. Like I said, thanks, everybody. Yeah. Okay, let me make sure I'm not. I'm just gonna make sure I'm not getting any. I'm gonna check see if I'm getting any spam. Or sometimes some questions do for. Aha, see, I knew it. Let me check. Uh, did you like the Panzer armor? This is from. Oh, Panzer. Oh yeah. Oh okay. First line. Yeah. Did I? The Panzer was a interesting armor because we saw it before when they bought them all for bit. We saw all four of the big containers, and they never would get to the fourth one. Like we saw Bit use the Jaeger, we saw him use the Schneider, but we never would see him use this Jaeger. I mean the Panzer, excuse me. And then we finally saw him use it. I remember when they advertised it, and they did a good job of not showing what it looked like. Like you would, they stopped the anime right there, the teaser when he's about to come out. Like it was like a little peek, like this, and you would see it. And the thing was is that he was so big and so clunky with that. It was so heavy that they couldn't jettison Bit out like they usually do. Like he flies out. They had to literally take the mobile and lower like one of the side doors, and Bit would slide. He would literally slide out, and you just see, and all of a sudden all the gears would like overheat, and Bit inside of the cockpit, Bit was burning up, and it was almost like Liger was like the leaning tower of Pisa. Like he would just lean one side or left, and he couldn't really move with it. But the weapons behind it was so badass. Like it was a mounted tank. Like I remember when the backdraft team, which was another nuisance that was getting on my nerves. Somebody asked me about that. Yeah, the backdraft. That's another one.
Their own Nick Patrick.
Yeah. So yeah, the backdraft group also the ones who had their own judge. Like the black judge would come out, and the one who had that high squeaky voice, and I remember Bit using it one time, and I think there was bunch of razor bats or something like that the first time, and all of a sudden LiGER's weapon system pop up, and you know how you aim on everything. It just aimed on everything, and then he just shot all them down, and everybody's just like, that thing's a monster and things like that. And but then the next time was when one of the judge capsules was coming down, and this was during the tournament that was going on, and the Berserk Fury shot it down by using its particle beam cannon, but there was still some debris coming down, and so what happened was Bit had to fire another, and it was pretty cool too from there. But the Panzer was cool. It's just that I thought the Panzer would be able to handle the Berserk Fury, but it didn't. I remember he shot its hybrid cannon, and when it shoots its hybrid cannon, it would push the LiGER back, and it just and it goes back, and then I remember all of a sudden you just saw the Berserk Fury come out of there, and the little boy inside of it, Vega, was just like, that was amazing. Your LiGER Zero, that I gotta admit. And I remember the line where he's like, I gotta admit, your new armor packs a wallop. And then he said, but, and then you saw the Berserk Fury fly at and it looked like something out of a boxing match, because LiGER just got punched and he just went, he just fell over. So all of a sudden, LiGER couldn't get back up, and Bitch is like, come on, LiGER, get up, because sometimes the systems were shut down. So the Panzer had its uses, but then it didn't. No, it was more used for just heavy arms, like bam, get it done, and jettison the armor real quick because it's overheating. Yeah, and you saw LiGER just shake it off and things like that. So yeah, it was fun. Let me see. They didn't buy no, they bought that because the doc because Doc owed money for them things. He had to pay for that. You know, they were delivered to them, but he didn't make those. I specifically remember Doc having to buy those. He had to buy those, Danny. I remember that. The backdraft was pretty much the end of. If they were, I wouldn't say they were NWO because
I didn't find them that cool.
I didn't find them too cool. They were just an annoyance. Only certain members I did like, and one of them actually left, or two of them actually left. There was the one guy who had that big elephant mammoth Zoid, he left, and the female who Jamie fought as the Wild Eagle. That was his name, the Wild Eagle. And he was like, yeah, let's go, little lady. And she's like, little lady. And yeah, so but the others, they were just a nuisance. Even the one that was trying to, after he got usurped in leadership, or he was like a lieutenant, and then the girl who had the little boy Vega come in. So yeah. Who was the best villain in Zoids? That's a good question. Which Zoid? See, that's the thing. You guys got to tell me which one you're talking about. But if we're talking about New Century, which is the one with Big Cloud, I'd probably say I'd probably say Vega. You know, for a time. I don't know. You can really call Vega a villain because he just liked Zoids, and you know, he was in it for the fun of it, but he didn't really. But there are times I'm like, yo, this, like, you're enjoying hurting, trying to kill people. Like, they were doing some stuff like it was just really bad. So, but he's probably one of them. Indeed, definitely. Just kind of not, you know, but he got off on Oh, he did get off on like the rush of fighting. Hills, yeah, she was, yeah, Hills from Chaotic Century. I will say, yeah, I will agree, Zach. She was, yeah, very, very. That was a good one. That's Hills was definitely a good one. Let me see. I can't remember vividly about the villain in Fusors. Definitely, I'm sorry about that one. I can't remember too much in Fusors. Uh, but I probably will have to watch Genesis. Um, the thing about it was most of the series. I know New Century, which is the one with the one with Bit, had only 26 episodes. I actually have all those episodes on VHS. I still have my old VHS over there. And sometimes when I'm in the mood for Zoids, I'll break it out and watch it. I know they did put them out on DVD, but I can't find them. I know that, but definitely that was the first Zoids that came on Cartoon Network that I vividly remember. They, like I said, they went out of order with their and then I heard and I found out doing some research that they did put a Blu-ray set for Zoids Chaotic Century, no, uh, New Century out in Japan. So I'm like, oh, God damn it! Like, it's just messed up. I really wish they didn't. But you know, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. Uh, and I did get to see some of the original, like, and like me, guys, if you're like me, then you like to not just watch the dub stuff, but you also like to watch it in its original. And I'm like that, and I like to see that. So I do try to find the originals to watch it, and that's how I did with Yu-Gi-Oh! And all those other shows that were coming out, those animes that were coming out back in the days in the early 90s. And let me tell you, Yu-Gi-Oh! They took out a lot of stuff. So yeah, but Genesis, I definitely need to watch. Because I researched it, and Genesis, it ran for 50 episodes, and it was the final anime in the Zoids franchise. I gotta check that out. I gotta find where I could find it. Check out where I could find it, and Chaotic Century ran for 67 episodes, and that was pretty much the one with Van Fly Height, yeah. And he had like that. What was the thing called again? I'm trying to remember what it was called. Zeke, right? Zeke, right? It was called Zeke, right, guys? And that was like his Organor system. And I remember he having his Zoid evolved a couple of times, and that was pretty cool. And then you have Fiona and Irvine and all of them. Raven, who was a cool pilot as well, and the Hilts is what Zach was talking about. He was a definitely interesting guy, villain, because he was like an ancient. He was older than he was, something like that. I remember that. Let's see what we got here. What the hell? Oh, whatever. Okay. Which Zoids had the best story out of the three that I watched? I'd probably have to say Chaotic Century probably did. Zoids New Century just felt like tournament. It just ran on with some subplots in there that made you wanted to know more about that. Like, okay, man, how come they didn't put that in there? Like, for example, with Jamie's dad, you know, they made it out like he died, but he didn't. He was alive, but they stuff like that. So I would probably have to say Chaotic Century was definitely the one, doggy. Fun fact: the voice actress who did Fiona in Chaotic Century did the voice for all Allenby for and G. Oh, that's right, she did. Oh my God, yeah, you're right. Uh-huh. G Gundam will always be one of my favorite Gundams. uh, let's see what else we got. Okay, we all know someone was gonna ask this. How would you do a Gundam Zoids crossover? Be It depends because Gundam seems to take place in the future or somewhere. Zoids kind of too, but like on different planets. Because we can all agree that ain't Earth. Because I've always wondered, like, okay, if that's Earth, then what the hell happened there? Because in all the Zoid series that I've seen, there seems to be no kind of other living life on these planets outside of Zoids and stuff like that. And sometimes these characters find these Zoids and they're almost like living out in the wild. I'm like, this is Pokemon, you know. But man, a Zoids and Gundam crossover. It would have to be something that would kind of mesh right because, sorry, that's my phone. It really would have to because you got these mecha. I'm a big mecha fan. Everybody knows that. I love mecha. But the Zoids are more animal based, things like that. While the Gundams are giant robot, fleet planet Zoid, not on the fours and everything like that. And they seem to have a better maneuverability at times. So it'd be really hard to kind of come up with that and come on with it well. You just don't want to throw a crossover together and it doesn't make sense. Even though sometimes they do that, but it is what it is. I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't want to see it, but it'd be kind of cool. It really would. I'd dig it. Zoids take place on planet Z. Yeah, one of them does. I don't think they all took place on the same planet. I don't think so. Let me make sure. Okay. Okay. Zoid's chaotic century is set the far reaches of the Milky Way on planet Z. Z, yeah, okay. That was that one. That was, and then you got New Century took place. It took place. Oh, they say it took place kind of on a research says it took place on the same planet. I don't know. Okay. And then of course Fusors. Uh, which yep took place on the same planet. So it's pretty funny. Yeah, that's pretty funny. So yeah, I don't get that. So they all took place on the same planet. How come none of those characters met each other? That's the funniest thing. Um, mm-hmm. Would I like to see Zoids and Voltron crossover? Yeah, I'm a big Voltron fan. I'm looking forward to the new show coming on Netflix. So definitely, yeah, that'd be cool. Sent you a funny pic on Facebook because yeah, I saw a message you gave me. I didn't. I'll watch it later. Okay. Zoids and Iron Man crossover would be awesome. Uh, Look, if they could do an Avengers and Transformers crossover, which turned out pretty good, they could do that. I wouldn't mind seeing that. Be really cool to see Tony try to work on a Zoid, or just look at the mechanics of a Zoid and be like, wow, that's amazing. The technology that goes into a Zoid, that would be really cool. Who knows? Let me make sure any spam messages. Yep. But Fish Line. Let me make sure. Once Fish Line once again. Do you wish Zoid's New Century had a second season? Yeah, I do. And I don't know why your questions are going spam on me, but yeah, I do. I wish that uh Bit's story didn't end. It would have been really cool to see them as the champions, the Blitz team as the champions defending their title, but also maybe being introduced to other Ultimate X's, you know, uh, maybe even another rematch with the Berserk Fury, who may have learned from that fight with Liger Zero. Maybe uh, Lena's brother coming back into the Bits Club, but I think he's better off being like a rival to Bit instead of because he said I'm not ready to come back to the team and everything like that. So no, but yeah, I would love to see a second season, because how it ended with just they won, that's it. What happens next? I was just like, okay. And besides, it already proven that nobody else could ride Liger Zero but Bit. Nobody else could ride him because Liger would jettison him out. Like, it was like him and Liger were one. They were complete. So yeah, I would have definitely loved to see a second season of New Century. Yeah, New Century. Uh, I know. Didn't you like Voltron? No, I didn't like Voltron Force. You talking about that last one that Nickelodeon had? No, I didn't. No, I didn't, Zach. You're talking to the wrong guy with that one. No. Robot Kaiju. Okay, have you ever played the GameCube Zoid game or the Zoid's Tactical RPG for the? I've never played any of the games. Never played any of the games of Zoids. I know. Let me make sure there was how many games came out. Mm, 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 mm. I've never played any of the games. I can tell you that right now. But I think I have friends that had it, or I've seen it, the tactical version. It looked very RPG-ish, something like a little like Pokemon in a sense. Um, so yeah, I never played it. Uh, First line once again. Did you ever read the comics? The manga comics? No, I did not. From what I heard, they're actually Grant Morrison's earliest work. So I'm like, Grant Morrison was writing Zoids. Okay. And I'm not the biggest Grant Morrison fan, but You know, all right. I think they were only in the UK, so I think let me see. An Iron Man Zoid, that would be okay. I think they take place years after each other, each order. Oh, maybe it just feels like all right, but it just kind of feels like okay, if it's on the same planet, there should be remnants of references of the previous series. That's just the way I kind of look at it. Like maybe don't have it so fully connected, but a little bit. And I think with Zeke being kind of an integrated organoid system himself, that he would get inside Van's Zoid is kind of referenced a little bit in New Century with the organoid system in the Ultimate X's, something like see where I'm going at with that. So I feel that that's kind of what it was. It just I don't know, it just didn't feel like it was connected. Uh, yeah, Bit was Liger's chosen pilot. Yeah, nobody else could ride it. If you remember in the beginning of New Century, Bit was just a junk collector. He would go on the fields after a battle and just collect junk. Collect all the missing parts and stuff. A scrapper, if you want. But he would have an invisible truck, and uh, one of the Blitz team members gets hurt because of that, and so he feels responsible, kind of. So they show him the Liger Zero, and they even says nobody's been able to ride him, nobody's able to get inside him, but Liger sensed like, okay, you're different, and it was Liger who freed him. Remember, Liger's the one that freed him and piloted him, and they just and they just was like, yeah, you fluked out and everything like that, and you and I remember when Bit lost for the first time, the team after Bit came on, they were on a winning streak, and then Bit lost when they joined when they fought Jack Sisko again with those sisters, the twin sisters who had the lightning sykes. The lightning sykes. They were like those panthers that could run really fast, and you know they were just like, oh, Bit, so we lost, and like, but Bit wasn't mad. He was more excited, and he was just like, man, I've been taking these for granted, you know. So, but then they fought the team again in the tournament, and they beat them, So it was cool. Let me make sure. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Mm, okay. What animal would you have wanted? What animal? What other animal do you think should have been a Zoid? Okay. We've had saber-toothed tigers. We have tigers, wolves, fox. We had gorillas. We had whales. We had dinosaurs, of course. Ligers, which there is such thing as a liger. It's but they don't live long. But they're huge too. There's real pictures of them. You can find them on the internet. Uh, Bulls, bison. I would probably have to say, did they have snakes? Yeah, they did have snakes. More insect, like maybe did they have like a scorpion? Or, yeah, maybe scorpions or more dinosaurs, like maybe a triceratops zoid or something like that, because we know they had a brachiosaurus. They had T-Rexes. They had raptors, things like that. So yeah, that was probably good. And oh, well, we did get an eagle later on in the next Infusors. There was an eagle, so yeah, really cool. Didn't the Zoid didn't the Berserk Fury the Berserk interfere in the rematch fight? Um, if I recall, um, the Berserk Fury did interfere in a match. I just can't remember who, but I remember him beating Jack. You know, they were racing, and Jack stopped short, and Bit just plowed through this forest. He came around, and then he just jumped through the tree line and just laser clawed all on Jack's back, and he just fell out, and that's how he won. But I do remember the Berserk Fury interfering in a did interfere in a match that did involve Bit or something. I just can't remember. I gotta go back and watch the series again. I do remember that. I wanted more bird Zoids. The Thunderbird. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like more bird Zoids would have been cool because we got pterodons. Like I said, we started getting the bird-like Zoids in Fusors, but and that was only 26 episodes, but it got canceled um after 13 episodes. But I was able to finish watching the season, the series through other means. That since they weren't airing it on Toonami at the time. Uh, yeah, they did have a scorpion. I would love to see a beetle Zoid. Yeah, maybe a beetle Zoid, like one of them big bull beetles. Basically the beetle that Heterocross is. That's pretty much what I'm talking about. Um, Man, I'm getting Pokemon now. Sorry. Yeah, guys, I have my favorite Pokemon. Uh, if they make a new Zoid series, what do you think it would be about? Uh, that's an interesting question because I I don't think Tobey will make a new Zoid, but if they did, I think first to me, I would want the main character to be female. I could tell you that right now. Definitely want the main character to be female. I would want her Zoid to be different and not a LiGER or something like that. Uh, Maybe and a bird Zoid be really cool. And I would really want it to focus more on like I don't know, maybe they're the children of somebody like a new generation, like call it Zoid's new generation or something like that. And it's the children of maybe bitten them or something like that. I'm just going off. But yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that. But definitely, I would want the main character to be female. Um, that's just me. But I doubt that they'll actually make a new, make a new Zoids because Genesis was the last one, and I never got to see that one. So I'm gonna add that to the list of many anime to watch. Try to find it, see if I can find episodes or so who may have it, so I can watch it. Because I seen the cover of it, and I'm like, okay, this looks pretty interesting. Um, Sorry about that. Um, but like I said, uh, basically, from what I hear, Zoids Genesis, it focuses on a boy. Right here it says focus on tells the story of Ruji Familon, a young boy who finds a LiGER type Zoid during a salvage mission. Uh, Intentionally, his village is attacked by Bioraptor, Biozoids, and later a Bio Megaraptor. And he combats the Zoid with Muramase LiGER Zoid. Okay. It aired in TV Tokyo from 2005 to March 2006. In July 2006, the series was announced to appear as part of Toonami Jetstream, an online internet stream. Really, I don't remember this. Current featuring current Toonami shows and all new titles. Viz Media has indeed licensed the show as however, Toonami Jet was removed from the internet shortly after, and it is unknown if Zoids Genesis will ever get a new North American release online. Otherwise, damn it. So right there, that just messed up. It just messed up my thing. So hopefully it will get up. I hope so. A Phoenix Zoid would be awesome. Maybe a dragon. A dragon Zoid would be awesome. I would mind seeing a dragon. Definitely. Uh, uh, definitely. Toonami Jetstream. I remember that. Um, Let me make sure. Actually, probably other mecha series I'd probably wouldn't mind seeing Zoids crossover with would probably be, I would say a Evangelon Genesis, Neon Genesis, but uh, I don't know because that's a little. Uh, but I'd probably say Robotech would probably be good. That's another good one. Uh, Somebody said Gundam, right? I think somebody said Gundam. So yeah. Zoids based off mythical creatures would be cool. Yeah, I'd take. Could you imagine a Zoid, a Sasquatch-looking Zoid, or a Zoid that looks like maybe a Komodo dragon looking Zoid, or something like that, or just a lot of uh, mythical creatures, or things like that. Uh, how about mm, okay? How about Zoids crossing over with Godzilla? Boy, here we go. Zoids in the Big G. Boy, who said that? Fierce Lion. Should have known. Uh, I don't know, Fierce. I'm a big Godzilla fan. That's my boy. I'm the G man. I'm a big. He's my favorite kaiju. Uh, I don't. It'd be interesting to see what they would do and how they would introduce that world into the Godzilla world. Uh, I think it would be pretty funny to see. Like whatever Zoid it is, and Godzilla just, atomic breath, things like that would be kind of cool. Besides, remember, Godzilla has fought M.V.K before. He's fought M.V.K. Definitely. Okay, so let me see. Okay, we can go a little longer. Go a little bit longer. Okay. Okay, guys. Now that I talked enough about Zoids, now the floor is yours, guys. You guys can ask me any question you want now. So have at it. I'll let you for the next few minutes. Now the floor is yours. Start asking your questions. Yeah, LiGER versus Mega Godzilla would be cool. Yeah, that would be cool. Mega Godzilla versus LiGER. LiGER Zero, that'd be, oh yeah. Okay, so yeah, you guys can have at it. The floor is yours, guys. Open question. Open questions now. All right, so I'll give you some time and some trust and stuff on it. I will be right back. Need something to drink. Okay, what do we got so far? Oh, God. Yeah, the floor is yours, guys. So whoever's still here, you want to ask some questions, start asking them now. The gates are open. I just opened the seal. Let's do it again. Opened another one. One more. There you go. Gates are open. Start asking. And speak of the devil, here we go. Got a question. Okay. Comic question related from Fierce Lion. Uh, yeah. Did I enjoy DC Rebirth? Yeah, I did. I did enjoy DC Rebirth last week. Actually just put up last week's comic review, just not too long ago. I had a big pull last week, guys, and everything was so busy last week, and I didn't pick up my books till later. So Fierce, FL, it was really it was tough. So I had to finish. I didn't finish reading my books from last week, but when I finally got my books, DC Rebirth was the first book I read. I wanted to make sure. I wanted to see how good that was, and I was very happy about that. I tweeted Jeff Johns himself. I tweeted him very much. I tweeted him right after I read it. Sent a little message to him and just told him, one word, phenomenal. It gave me hope again for DC. I was just like, it legitimately gave me hope. So I really enjoyed what that did for me, definitely. Okay. So yeah, thank you. Let me see what we got here. Did you know there was a Bubblegum Crisis comic made darker? No, I didn't. Um, serious? Wow, that's interesting. Interesting indeed. Make sure. me show you. Let me show you how to get it done. Oh, sorry. All right, let me see. Just making sure there's no spam, or because I'm getting spam. I know I am. Most of them are coming from Fierce, so let me just make sure I'm not getting from anywhere else. Just making sure. Oh, sorry. Echo. Mm, 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 mm. Oh wow, just a sword on a wiki. Okay. Uh, Black Doggy Claw. Are you still enjoying the Action Verse comic? Yeah, I did, and they haven't put out the next issue yet. The last issue I read, they finished. The team defeated Cascade. I swear, stupid name for a villain. It was stupid, but they just. But I'm waiting for the second issue. Uh, okay, so yeah, I'm still reading, and yeah, what the hell. Mm, 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 mm. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, another question. Um, have I seen X-Men? No, I have not seen X-Men yet, guys. I have not seen it yet. I'll probably go next week. I believe I'll go next week to see it. We're going to see next week or so. Um, as always, some people giving it mixed. Some love it, some don't. Mostly what I hear from a lot of people is with Jubilee, she feels like she's the rogue of this movie, and hearing that a lot of her scenes are cut out of the movie, that were filmed, and I'm just like, still, like for example, like the mall scene with her, and she doesn't even get to show off her powers. I'm like, really? Like, man, Jubilee. So, but I still want to see it. Um, see how this goes. Definitely, it is one of the superhero movies of 2016. Is on my list. After this, there will be only two more for me in terms of superhero or just comic movies. So yeah, thank you, Claude. FL Fierce Lion. Let's see. Mm, 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 mm. Okay. Oh, came out in 90. Yeah, okay. It came out in the 90s, so it got put on the bus with that one. Mm, mm, mm. Okay. Let's see what else we have. Okay, another one. Here we go. Have you played the new Turtles game, Chris? No, I haven't. I have not played it yet. I'm going to. I will. Will play that game. You know me. I'm a big Turtles fan. So yeah, and I've seen gameplay of it. I've seen Dashi play it, and it looks really fun. Uh, Dashi's always just fun to watch. Dude's a clown. I mean, that like I said before, that dude Lion can make me laugh all night. Like on certain days, like tonight, well, it's not Thursday anymore, but like there are times me and Malcolm will just watch random videos of him and just crack up laughing. Like we got our dad watching him, and he even finds him funny. But when he does the gameplays, it's really funny. I don't watch all his gameplays. Like I didn't watch any of his Uncharted because I was like, I want to be shocked, surprised at the Uncharted stuff. But yeah, he's pretty. Dashi's a joke. Dashi's crazy. Dashi's crazy. Be brave with your shit. Be brave with your shit. Don't be brave with your shit. What the hell? Yeah. Mm. I'm sure. Uh, so yeah, I'm keep going. Just trying to check the questions. Any more questions? Nope. No. All right, here we go. Who's that? Dash Raymond. How about this week's books? Show them off. Okay. I guess okay. I could show them off. Okay. All right. And after that, I'll wrap it up from here. Okay. So if you guys follow my comic review, this is what you're gonna see on the comic review. You're gonna see Batman Rebirth, Green Lantern Rebirth, Batman Rebirth. This was really good. This was good. Green Lantern Rebirth was good too. Superman Rebirth. This was very touching. Those are the DC books that I got this week. Dash, A Force, All New All Different Avengers number 10, All New Wolverine number 9, Amazing Spider-Man number 730. Can't remember the real name, but yeah. So I get off the book, damn it. Civil War 2, number 1. I Know Who Dies. Invincible Iron Man number 10. Moon Knight number 3. Spider-Man 2099 number 11. Spider-Woman number 8. Spider-Woman Omega. This is the final part to the Spider-Woman, Spider-Gwen, and Silk storyline. All right, that's all the Marvel Dash. And for indie books, we got Power Ranger Pink, Let's focus on Kimberly. Miss Fury. The Shadow. Death of Margot Lane. Will Eisner is the Spirit. And 2 from Xenoscope. Death Force. And issue number 5 of Red Agent. There you go. And there you go, Dash. That is all. That is the books that you will see this week on my review. As always. But thank you for hanging out for me, guys, for this little quick special. Nothing too bad, nothing too great. But once again, it's kind of cool that it's appropriate that I opened up the floodgates in a sense, because this June, which, let me make sure I get it. June 29th, the official real thing. There's really no real big theme. The only theme is going to be guests. There's going to be some guests with me for that Q&A. Won't be broken up into different parts. It'll be just one live joint. Gonna have some guests on there. I will show you who the guests will be. So far, I'm trying to get 2 more guests. But as of right now, yeah, there's 2 so far who have joined. But other than that, guys, you take care. I will see you guys next time. Soon I'll be putting up some more reaction vids. There's some stuff I got to put up there. For you guys that don't know, I'm going to be starting to put up gameplay of classic games as well as new games. I got the, Malcolm and I got the game capturing, Elgato, so we can put up gameplay. Malcolm he put up something already. I'm gonna start putting up stuff as well. Other than that, just stay tuned, guys. I will see you guys next time. And good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night.